the Pelicans, a team that has so much high hopes and everyone has regard for this team as a team that could do so much in the future, but right now it just has games where it doesn't look very promising. Last night was not an example of that at all. Last night showed that the Pelicans really do have a lot of potential with their young core, and it was a game against the Memphis Grizzlies, and the Pelicans had a very not bad first quarter, but they didn't start off the first quarter. The Grizzlies were up by 10 at one point, and the first quarter ended with the Grizzlies being up by like 3. And the Pelicans came back, and they ended up winning the game by a large margin. It's the most points they scored all season. It was like 140 something, and there is a lot of things to take away from this game. One, Zion is he's so special and underrated, I'd say, honestly. People aren't paying enough attention to him, which is honestly probably better for him. He's growing, he can make mistakes, and no one's even going to talk about it because people don't talk about the Pelicans a lot this season, and they don't talk about Zion Williamson this season. Brandon Ingram, he made some nice passes tonight, which I love to see because I feel like a lot of games where Ingram is struggling and things like that, he's even more selfish those games. He was good this game passing the ball. Ja Morant is so special. And honestly, I've seen some people say that like there's a close, like the gap between LaMelo and Ja is not that big, and I disagree completely. I disagree. I think Ja Morant is just so special what he's able to do, and you might not see the biggest difference on the stat line. You might think, well, these two players are very close. But what Ja did for his team last year, basically almost getting them in the play, they were the 8th seed. They were the 8th seed. They just lost the playing game without Jaren Jackson, of course. Him being able to do that is very special. And then, I mean, it looked like they were going to be the 8th seed before the season was shut down, obviously. And the way he just wills his team to wins. And we have to remember that, like, Memphis may very well have a better record right now if Ja Morant wasn't out for a couple of games. And, yeah, but he's just so special. I think that his shooting numbers will go up. He's shooting like 30%, and you can't get better. You can't be a point guard in today's NBA and shoot 30%. But I expect that to go up. What else to talk about from last night? Anthony Edwards had a very good game against the Lakers. He made a shot over LeBron, and he was just so excited. And it's crazy how, like, we have to remember these rookies are like 19-year-old kids going up against their childhood idols. Like imagine growing up and watching LeBron. Like Anthony Edwards growing up, obviously what he saw the most was probably LeBron, and just growing up watching LeBron, and then you hit a 3 over him. That's surreal. And then, you know, LeBron dabbed him at the end of the game. Man, the Lakers, man, no AD, that's rough. I mean, that's just really rough. Having no AD it's gonna hurt them. They're obviously still gonna be like a top 4, top 5 seed. I say the main priority right now is just making sure AD stays healthy. I think that LeBron, I mean, you don't want to overwork LeBron. That was the main thing coming into this season, and that's just kind of out the window now that AD's injured. Everyone expected for AD to take a step while LeBron just kind of coasted. It's not even like that no more, but I think that the Lakers are going to be fine. They'll remain a top 4 seed, top 5 seed without AD. But it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt their depth a little, which has been a reason why the Lakers have been so good. They have all this versatility. They're losing a little bit of that. They should still be fine, but they're definitely losing a little bit of that. The scary thing is possibly overworking LeBron, but the main thing is really just, yeah, as I said earlier, keeping AD healthy, because if LeBron has to get the Lakers a championship this year, no AD, I just don't think it's happening. I think every team in the East, I mean every team in the West, excuse me, that will be in the playoffs by the end of this, most likely can just probably 5 games beat the Lakers if they have no LeBron. I mean, if they have no Anthony Davis. Other than maybe obviously like the eighth seed, but then again, if you lose Anthony Davis some point in this season, you're not going to be the first seed at the end of the day. But the question is, will LeBron even be able to coast for the stretch of games? It'll hurt, especially because he wants that break for All-Star break, but he's not going to be able to get it, right? He has to play in that All-Star game. But yeah, what else from last night? Oh, James Harden. It's good to see that James Harden is still James Harden. I didn't doubt that for a second, but that has to be good for him, where it's like he's been taking the back seat, facilitating, doing all this, and for him to be out there alone with that team and be able to hit basically the game-winning shot to an extent, a contested one. That's beautiful. I didn't watch all of the game. I watched like the first quarter. I thought it was over, quite honestly, the way the Suns were just destroying them. But from what I heard, because I didn't watch a lot of the second quarter, KOT4Q made a video. He said a lot of the bench was getting the game back into commission, and then there goes James Harden just sealing it to almost. I heard that Devin Booker was not playing his best, and disappointing game from DeAndre Ayton. Honestly, I don't have much to say about DeAndre Ayton, but you gotta be better. You gotta be better there. Another thing. Apparently, there's not trade rumors, but suggested trades about CJ McCollum. If the Trailblazers do that, I'm not gonna say that they're crazy, but honestly, that is a little crazy considering how good he's been playing recently. That is very crazy, actually. But I don't think there's anything else to talk about from last night. Let me look up and see. I think that's all there really was to say. Quickly, Stephen A. Smith talking about we owe an apology to Damian Lillard. He's not talked about enough, is what he said. I think that's completely false. I think everyone knows about Damian Lillard. Everyone talks about Damian Lillard. He's special. But, yeah, that's just crazy. Jokic is having the best season of his life. This man had 43 last night. And I think that's like close to his career high, and he broke his career high this season, I think, or tied it, something like that. So he's just having a career year, probably. Not probably, honestly. So that's great. I wish his team was doing better so that he could be taken more seriously as an MVP candidate, but that's not the case. Michael Porter Jr., 0 points last night. Talk about growing pains. That is not good. What else? Celtics get a good win, man. You guys know how I feel about Tatum. Very special. But, that's all I gotta talk about tonight. I mean, well, not tonight, but today,